But that would mean a lucky 13th for Wales, having lost their last 12 to France. 3 changes. Gareth Llewellyn takes over the captaincy from the injured Ian Evans, who was replaced by Simon Hill. Mike Raya was given the fullback's job, Nigel Walker back from injury. Let's rejoin Nigel Starmer-Smith.
So the encounter in which France haven't lost since 1982. The French kick-off. Wales with a knock-on, but advantage played straight away. Galtier hoisted by Sella. He looked to be bounced, but he's back up. He was bounced there by Anthony Clement. That's gone forward. Alongside me, Eddie Butler. What do you see as the key ingredients of this contest?
I think it's the battle of the back rows for me. I think both sets of forwards will have good ball to use. Here we see France a little loose. Open exchanges there. Philippe Sella, definitely a late tackle on him by Anthony Clement.
Rugby in the middle, but it's on the burst. Scott Quinnell. Quinnell racing up to the 22. Good Welsh support. Possession. On goes Phil Davies, 7 metres out. Wales on the charge and a penalty. What a great breakout by the young number 8, Scott Quinnell. Just 21 and an inspired start to his game with Phil Davies there, the old hand, up in support. Neil Jenkins. 5 minutes played. Oh, it's perfect. Great start for Wales, they lead. Neil Jenkins, his 39th penalty goal for his country. France's throw through Jean-Michel Gonzalez. Looking long with Benazzi at the back. Didn't look quite straight. It's been allowed to go, it hasn't now.
Again, good spoiling by Wales, going through on badly tapped ball there. It's the key to Welsh disruption. Go through, let France have the first hand and then pour through and hope the referee doesn't blow up for offside.
Just an edge in weight for France, but really of no significance. 2 big packs. Moon's well-placed little chip. Sadouni under pressure. There's real pressure on France in defence, but this is Saint-André escaping. On goes Lacroix. They love to counter, and Tomac de Sella, the new to the old hand. Galtier on the halfway. And certainly there's pace in this French back division, which will be a joy to behold. Chip into the box, not angled steeply enough. Rare with a bit of time. Exciting passage of play. Great
French enterprise there. They were going across the field. There weren't that many French players behind the ball when they started their counter-attack, but suddenly their pace just meant it all opened up, and really Welsh defence stretched, but sound defence.
Just outside the Welsh 22. Ruma, nice palm down. Pinot. Testing Raya. Anyone's ball, France in possession, set back by Benetton to Session, in front of the Welsh posts. And they're driving back from Mel, and round they come for the second wave of the drive. France still going, and a penalty with Wales failing to come in from behind as they must. It's a penalty in front of the posts. Ruma, no doubt, other than to call up Thierry Lacroix. 3-all it is, 10 minutes gone. The power play of the French back, ominous from a point of view of Wales. Phil Davies, Gareth Llewellyn in the powerhouse. Scott Quinnell to Moon. Raya back inside Quinnell. Moon, nice interplay, just came off the hand of Galtier. Good combination work there between the scrum half and back row. Full back 2.
Excellent back row move by Wales, good hands. I don't think actually the knock-on came from a Welsh hand. Moon on the loop, Scott Quinnell the provider, and I think this pass is taken. Oh no, Scott Quinnell knock-on.
Just just inside the French half. Wales throw through Gavin Jenkins. Missed them all, but Quinnell picks up and breaks off. Scott Quinnell tries to get the feed inside, and he could get there himself. He goes and gets. The try is given, and the triumphant Scott Quinnell looked as though he'd been foiled as he couldn't get the pass in, but the youngster, in just his 4th international, gets his first points for Wales. And what a triumphant moment for Scott Quinnell, son of Derek. Perhaps he glances up to him in the stand. Tremendous driving from Quinnell.
And Scott Quinnell, an individual charge, again looking for Simon Hill outside him. The inside pass is blocked, but such power and strength from the young man.
Testing ball, dropping deep in the 22. Up come the French midfield. Seller and Lacroix. It's a great catch by Raya. Jenkins to clear, just away in time as Penaud came through. Fine work from Mike Raya.
Brilliant catch by Raya, but it was a tremendous kick by Penaud, and really that's the sort of pressure that the French are exerting, and it just escaped the fingertips of Seller. It's always do you let the man catch and then try and envelop him in the tackle, or do you jump and go for the ball? Mike Raya made the decision. Fine catch.
From Llewellyn, the tap. And Wales have it. Moon, Jenkins. Jenkins racing up himself. Up comes and Tamak. Galtier, Penaud. Again, hoists one high. Raya once more there, outside the 22. Simon Hill. That'll give the counter-attack chance to France. Galtier. Cross comes Sadoni. Doesn't go that way. Fly hacks it. Rebounds off Benetton. And it was set up, I think, by Ricky Evans. Penalty. France use the hand in the ruck. And it may well have been Benetton himself who shrugs his shoulders, and the penalty conceded. Points would indeed be a useful buffer. That's a good kick. Superb. "29 minutes. A clear 8-point lead for Wales in the excited atmosphere of the Arms Park, the National Stadium. Good rescue work by Benetton. Galtier, Penaud. Salah, oh dear, not like him. Walker goes on. The whistle's already blown. They don't know it yet, but it's already gone for a knock-on way back.
But again, as you said, lots of pressure on France, and they are looking anything but solid under it, and there are decided cracks appearing.
That's against the head. One to the Wales back. Scott Quinnell. Moon. Probing. Down by Benetton. Still available. Rumar picked it up. Gavin Jenkins goes through. He's offside.
Great surge by the Welsh forwards. That really will be a tonic for the forwards. Quinnell on the charge, this time offloading. Good pass from the number 8. Rupert Moon, now he's surrounded by blue shirts. He perhaps just goes a little bit too far there. Wales arrive, but they actually don't take enough blue shirts out as they enter the ruck.
As the ball goes into half-time, Wales receive the ovation of the capacity crowd, and deservedly so. It's been a very spirited and composed performance by Wales. Well, is it time to be getting the record books out and talking about Grand Slam seasons? The last for Wales was in '78. It will if this man has his way. Scott Quinnell from the restart. Penalty in front of the post, and France immediately in discipline. And again, it's that man Quinnell that made the breach and caused the panic. Wait for the roar. 14-3. A clear 11-point margin. Wales go from strength to strength. We start by Alain Penaud, claimed by Phil Davies. Moon, not so clever. Sadoni. Quinnell tidies it up, sets it up. Back to Moon. Outside the 22, Jenkins. But there's open space there. Mike Hall, Wales. Deep inside the French 22. Can they control it here? Emile Lewis. Clement. Penalty, France offside, and France losing all composure. They're singing in Cardiff, and it'll be louder still when this goes over from Jenkins. Four penalty goals for Neil Jenkins, 17-3, a 14-point margin. Wales throw, tap down to Moon, Jenkins, Hall that time. It's come back to Galtier, danger here, 4-3, Thierry Lacroix, Sella looks inside, and Tamak, the new boy, not quite timing his run well, and Moon comes back. Walker, the pace man. Sadoni gets the luck of the bounce, but slow on the kick, retrieved by Perrigo, and Wales hammer the French line again. A knock-on gives Wales a put-in.
Nigel Walker and Mark Perrigo just knock knuckles together there in just mutual congratulation. Walker chasing the kick, blistering pace, and Perrigo the open side right there in support.
What a turnaround in fortunes for Welsh rugby. This win, if it's to be that, would cement. Galtier, neat reverse pass to Session. Benassi. The tackle was by Jenkins. Taken on by Rouma. Too early to write the French off yet. Here comes Penaud. Slips one tackle, slips it inside. Benassi into the Welsh 22. A try for France would work wonders at this stage of the game. Galtier, Penaud, Sella looks for the gap, switches to Lacroix. Complicating things, but it's Rouma. Straight drive, the tackle by Phil Davies in front of the post. France again, Penaud. Cross from the left, Saint-André, Thierry Lacroix, lots of red shirts fanning across in defence. France still with possession. Gonzalez to drive. And the French forward machine in concert for once. And still going to the line. They break off and score. And the try is for France. (17 points to 8). And the captain does what was required of France at this stage. Olivier Rouma.
The French three-quarters have been running back and forth without setting up any real penetration, and then they form the perfect driving maul. Let's get back to where we know we're good. Forwards all come piling in. They know now that they have control of the ball with only 3 or 4 meters to go, and the French pack in these situations are just about unstoppable. Olivier Roumat, the try scorer.
About 17 minutes to go, plus a little injury time, not much. France possession, Galtier, a bit laboured, Penaud, Lacroix, the switch to Sadoni, ever the incisive running fullback, taken on by Benassi, just outside the Welsh 22, midfield. Referee tells them to clear it, they set it back. Penaud, left-footed, angled for the corner, working on tight margins and helped over by Simon Hill. So it will be a French throw-in. It's to the middle. Session sets it up. It's there for France. Galtier, Penaud, mismove. Sellars under the post. Philippe Sellars, who scored 3 tries against Wales in Cardiff. Never one more vital. That's his 29th of all time. And this man goes from strength to strength.
I think that's a very clever try by France. It looks as if they're going to set up the driving more, so all the defence is looking to concentrate around the fringes. But on this occasion, they throw it into the middle of the field. Good hand running off the ball there. Excellent angle from Philippe Sellars. Some way to crown your 96th cap.
It's 17-15. Well, a familiar margin to Wales, and I think at this point they'd have settled for the same result against Ireland, which was, of course, that very scoreline. Mel at the front. Perhaps France one last thrust left. Well, what a restoration of Welsh fortunes this has been. Scotland well beaten, Ireland narrowly, but now the real challenge of France being subdued so far. It's not over yet. Sellars tries the dummy, the tackle by Perregaux important. Still possession for France, and they still want to run. Penaud enveloped, the red shirts, might and main, desperate for that critical, elusive victory over the flamboyant French. Penaud, recovered by Saint-André, popping up everywhere. And Tomac hasn't really looked at home, and who should it be but Quinnell to Walker. This will seal it. Nigel Walker all the way. Wales triumphant. And the man to make it was Scott Quinnell. And the man with the blistering speed was Nigel Walker. A try against France last year, but never one more important than this one here and now. What a moment.
It had to be desperation by France, and Tomac, the man who loses possession, and it's got to be Scott Quinnell. He had to play a part in the final try, and once it's in the hands of Nigel Walker, you can start celebrating as the rest of the Welsh team does behind him. Nobody will catch the sprinter.
In the 40th minute of this second half, and Jenkins with the conversion attempt from virtually the touchline. The fairy tale ending. It's all over, and Wales triumphant, 24 points to 15. Their first victory over France since 1982. France, the side that everyone looked to as favourites for Grand Slam honours, but it's now Wales under Gareth Llewellyn there who now look towards a Grand Slam opportunity and a triple crown as well at Twickenham as the perfect finale for them to this season.
I don't think if I live to be 150 I'll ever score a try like that. It's just a superb moment and the right time to score, if there's ever a wrong time to score. The move came down and I was debating whether to go in and tackle there, but there was enough cover. And I think the ball pops up here and Scott Quinnell just gets hold of it. And I immediately began to support, started screaming for it. A little juggle there and I was away. And perhaps Colin Jackson or Linford Christie would be the only two people in Britain who'd stop me there. Absolutely delighted.
Almost a slide a la Mike Raya there, wasn't it?
Not quite as good as Mike, but he had a little bit more surface water than I had today.
Scott, I mean, you were instrumental in that try as well there, weren't you?
Oh, it was just tremendous. Everybody played so well today. The tackle was made, the ball spilled up, and I just had to pass it to Nigel, and he had the speed to take it over.
Tell me what, did you think you were going to score that try, Scott? When you got the ball there early in the first half, did you think, I'm going to score here?
Oh, you know, to be honest, it was just a dream come true. I picked the ball up and he just ran, looked inside, and I was blocked a bit, so I just put my head down and went.
I'm told that Wales are the only team now who can win the Grand Slam.
Well, we'll have a good go.